There you are, going about your everyday life. And suddenly, for no apparent rational reason, somebody that you know for days, months, or even years ghosts you, vanishes, disappears, stops talking to you. In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you why people ghost you. This is the truth about ghosting. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey and I make the lessons relevant for everyday life people. In the modern world, ghosting is very apparent because time is speeding up. So people are seeing and experiencing people that just disappear for no reason. And in this lesson, I'm going to give you 2 reasons why. And in the first example, it is going to be for long-term ghosting. Maybe you know people for months, maybe even a year. And later on, the second example is going to be more relevant for short-term ghosting. And in order to understand this lesson, we're going to be discussing frequency. We're going to be talking about the subconscious. And, just because we can't see these things, it doesn't mean that they don't play a role in our everyday life experience. So when your frequency shifts, when you meet a person and you are vibrating at a specific frequency. And people that are tuned in to our channel on a regular basis, they are ascending. They're constantly growing, expanded. You're ascending upward. There are also people that might stay the same. They refuse to grow. And there's also people that are descending. They're lowering their frequency. So when you first meet this person, you're on a frequency match or within a range. And this is also known as living on the same timeline. And as you go about your journey, if you're a person that is ascending, you're raising your frequency, you're improving your life. Well, as you go up another octave, you might fall out of range with someone that's in your life for maybe, months or maybe even a year. And because it's no longer a frequency match, even though you knew this person, all of a sudden this person might just suddenly disappear. They ghost you. They stop texting you. They stop calling you. If you see them in public, they run away from you because you shifted timelines. And now your frequency is out of range. If you are a person that's on the ascension journey, if you're a person that's getting this message and you say to yourself, yeah, I'm working on myself and I'm improving my frequency and I know that I'm seeking for more in life. When a person ghosts you, that's actually a great thing. And I know, in our lives you say, well, why does this person just disappear? Well, why do they just, totally change? Because when we think about our reality, we are living within a band of frequencies, not an actual physical world. And the only reason why you originally at a moment or for a sustained period of time, like several months, all of a sudden when you constantly grew, you went out of the frequency range. And then now that person ghosts you, just disappears. You might have a totally different person because that soul did not decide to raise its frequency, ascend alongside of you. And for people out there that you might say, and I'm here to assist you on your journey, you might be a person that is getting this and someone ghosted you because you're descending too much. Maybe your vibration fell too low. What are your daily habits and activities? Maybe they're not good, and over time it lowers your frequency negative, and then the person has an epiphany and they don't want to talk to you anymore, and they went up. So we could see this from both vantage points, because in the world there are people that are on their ascension journey, they're ascending, They're ascending their frequency, and sometimes people also dip and fall down and are descending. If you are a person that is well versed on this, and you know that you're moving forward and you're living a life of growth when you experience this, know that this is actually a great thing, because you literally shifted timelines, because your frequency got so high you went up another octave, and now you're out of the bandwidth of that other person. So that's why they ghosted you. And this is really the first example that I'm presenting is for, more of a long-term, you might know the person for several months, maybe even a year. And over the course of time, you grew out of their frequency range. So at that moment, it's very sudden, and you have that sudden shift, and you're out of range, and that's why they ghost you and they just disappear, turn to dust. In the second example, this is more for short-term ghosting. Maybe you met a person just for a couple of days, right? You meet them, you exchange a couple of texts, maybe you hang out one time. Well, when they short-term ghost you, this is more prevalent for this short-term ghosting. We have a subconscious, and each and every person is giving off a light, and people have egos. And in the subconscious, if you are very bright, your light is going to almost boom, hit them in the ego. So say you hung out with a chick, right, for a couple of days, and they're maybe a covert narcissist, or maybe our divine feminine, you hung out with this dude, right, and he's really a weasel. And in these examples, you might just hang out with a person and your light, boom, hits them in the ego, and they're having an epiphany, and they could say, oh, he could see right through me. Oh no, she could see right through me. I can't manipulate him. There's a lot of female covert narcissists out there, and they know what they're doing. And if you're a divine masculine and you emit that light, they're going to realize in the subconscious, as they're getting hit with that energy that you have, wait a second, I'm not going to be able to manipulate this guy. I can't control this man like I control these other boys over here. The divine feminine that's listening in, right? You might have a guy, right? And he's really a weasel man, right? And he can manipulate those girls, but you're a powerful woman. He says, oh no, I can't manipulate this powerful woman. So those people, they're going to ghost you because they're going to have that epiphany because you hit them in the ego. It's a real crushing blow to their ego. And they take a step back, and then they just vanish because they know intuitively that they have no control over you. So people that are tuned into this message, when we think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, we understand our reality. Every person has a vibrational signature at a specific moment in time. When you meet up with people, you might be at a certain frequency, and then you grew. So they kind of fade off your timeline until it gets to a point where it's just sudden and it stops. Or maybe you met someone and it's short term, and then they realized, hey, I can't get away with this stuff with this guy. I can't get away with this stuff from this powerful girl. So they kind of ghost you and take a step back. So in our lives, it is a very energetic time period in the modern society, and time it's going faster and faster, and more people are experiencing ghosting. Okay, if you've experienced ghosting in your everyday life, why don't you leave a comment down below? And this lesson is help guiding you through these examples. And if you are a person that is on the ascension journey, if you are ascending, I would suggest to you that you should actually take this as a great thing. If a person is, in your life and you could see it's really not going anywhere, and all of a sudden she vanishes, it's kind of a signal to you that there's something greater, because you're constantly moving forward, and you just move forward with your life, knowing that your reality, your external reality, is the example from your internal vibration that you're putting outward. So as within, so without. If you changed from an internal level, the exterior world must now change to reflect that. So you might be a person, you're now up here, and you can't have people that are going to prevent you from moving forward. A lot of empaths are out there, and when you are on this journey, and one of the main talking points of the main video on the channel page, and if this message resonates with you, I appreciate if you click the like button and click the subscribe button and take the journey. The only person you cannot afford to lose is yourself. And when you go to bed at night and you know this, when you go through these experiences, when people ghost you, now you can sit back and say, you know what? Now I'm moving into the next chapter. Oh, wow, I raised my frequency. And if there are people that want to do better, you could critique your own life. And that's what we do on this channel. If you are spiraling downward, you might be a person and maybe she doesn't want to put up with that behavior anymore. And she reached that point where she realized her worthy, and now she stops talking to you. Right? Maybe he woke up, right? And realized, oh, wait, I'm not getting anything out of this, right? Shut off. So it's always sudden. Quantum shifts are always sudden. And I teach about quantum shifts on this channel. And, the concept of ghosting that's happening is actually an everyday life example of the quantum shift. And that's why you always want to focus on within. You keep going no matter what, right? It's our motto here. And it doesn't matter as long as you're headed towards your improvement, living in authenticity. Everything that is for you will always be for you. When we go out into the world, there are reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. And there are many people that serve a purpose, and we're grateful for them, but they only come in for a reason or a season. Not everyone is going to be your one-of-one lifetime. So if you experience these ghosting things, it's a big thing that's going on in the world. It's my honor to share this. I hope it shines a light on this for each and every one of you. Think about what is important in your life, and when you have that internal shift, the external world will shift, and that external shift can be the example of being ghosted. Boo! So spooky, right? So I love each and every one of you. We have daily videos 9 a.m. Eastern time to help you become the greatest version of yourself. And when you are on that journey becoming the greatest version, you will experience ghosting, and it will constantly be part of your journey until you meet that maybe match that you're looking for. And it happens with friendships, relationships, and because it's a frequency world, there also are people that might fall off your timeline for a little bit of time, and then they catch up and they come right back. All right, so everything is divine timing. I love you all, and I hope that this message inspires you to keep moving forward and not look at ghosting as a bad thing, but actually don't look at ghosting through the ego. Look at ghosting if you're on a soul journey. Your soul is going to say, yes, I leveled up. And that's why you got to constantly study a lot of the things I share on this channel, because these physical things, if a person physically leaves or these changes, it's actually a result of the frequency. It's actually a result of the subconscious, and it's actually a result of the nervous system. And I discuss all these things on the channel. I hope this message helps you on your journey. I ain't afraid of no ghost. I had to. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going.